All right. Hello, friends. Thanks for tuning in to another show, Sports Talk with B Watts Entertainment. We come to you every Sunday, every Tuesday, every Thursday at 8 p.m. We do a live show. And tonight broadcast is brought to you by Mr. Gregory Bethlehem Jr. More mortgage options, 130 different lenders. And if you're looking for an FHA or a VA loan, call the number. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. That's 404 902 3042. That's 404 902 3042. We want to thank Greg Sedgwick for sponsoring the broadcast night, advertising with us. And we're going to bring him up as a guest tonight. And he got some good intake about the Colorado Buffaloes with Coach Prime as the head man in charge. So tonight, sit back and relax. Participate in the chat. Whatever you hear or whatever you want to say, just put it down in the chat. We'll read it out for you. And we thank y'all for tuning in. And we're going to get on with the show. All right? All right. Let's see. Let me bring Greg up. There he is. So, Greg.
All right. How's it going? Can you hear me pretty
How
good?
you feeling today?
All right. Moving along here. April 4th.
All right.
In April.
Yes, sir. Okay, Greg. Come on, tell everybody about the business before we get started.
Well, that's my other side here. I'm a real estate professional. I actually, outside of being Greg said it, I deal with mortgages and also business purpose loans, helping investors to finance their real estate ambitions, purchasing investor properties. So I just have a large variety of products that is pretty much able to help anybody. So if you have any questions, especially in the states of Georgia and Florida, become the personal residents, definitely give us a call here, and I'll be glad to help you all out.
All right, we appreciate you for that. Like I say, if you're looking for FHA loan or a VA loan, call Greg. The number's at the bottom of the screen. I'm sure he'll be able to help you. All right, Greg. Let's get on with the show. The show tonight, we're going to try to be here for an hour, and then I'll let you go. I see Coach Prime has made it official. They brought Warren Sapp on to the team. Seen it on a video earlier this week. I just want to let us know that what kind of impact do you think Warren Sapp is going to make with this defensive line they got coming in? I know I'm trying not to compare this defensive line with last year because it's just going to be a totally different defense. Got new defensive coordinator, got new defensive players. So what kind of impact Coach Sapp will have on this defensive line this year?
Well, I think the biggest thing is just mentality. I mean, you bring somebody like Warren Sapp in, you know his mentality, his energy. But I think it's a lot of people that they're bringing in that's pretty. I know he's bringing in a couple other guys, another analyst that has NFL experience. So, they're going to be a tag team because, as we know, they changed the rules where the analysts are able to actually go out on the field and coach this year. So a lot of the limitations we had last year with special teams and all the different areas it came because only a certain number of coaches could go on the field. So even though Sapp is in the analyst role, he can coach and he can be a contributor. And that goes along with the other coaches that they bring in. Coach Prime is sneaking in analysts left and right. He just brought in another teammate from Baltimore as well. So it's a lot of opportunity for these NFL coaches. I think they said they have over 130 years NFL experience on this coaching staff.
Right.
That's what they say. So it's going to be a lot of opportunity to coach up those guys and kind of double down on a lot of the technical aspects.
Right. Yeah, I saw that they got over 123 years experience on their coaching staff, and they brought George Higgman He's gonna be the new director of leadership and, engagement. And he was at IMG playing with no, he played with Coach Prime at Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas. So he say you know him real well. So no, I heard him when
Listen,
he did his interview. Big George, Coach George say he's there to help the players off the field and prepare them for their NFL success if they get drafted or life after football. So that's gonna be a big that's gonna be big and huge for some of the players that don't make it to the lead, and that everybody need guidance as them young guys do continue to play with football and all on and off the field. So I think that's a good pickup for Colorado too.
but it's
So
also the IMG pipeline as well that we seeing that they say got a lot of IMG players looking to come to Colorado or that caliber. It's gonna be a big deal in the high school recruiting going forward, which they're gonna spend more energy into doing. So
right,
you're gonna see
yeah,
a difference in a lot of that in the next couple of years. With the people say you're not getting a lot of portal. I mean, not getting a lot of high school guys, getting a lot of portal, but the quality of high school recruits is definitely going to pick up because of these additions that he's added on with the recruiting.
right. So why everybody? You think it's a bad thing to get players out of the portal? Why everybody so against the portal?
I mean, the portal is just an instant. It's kind of like what the JUCO used to be. It's an uh, instant needs where you getting somebody who doesn't have to be as developed as much. They're already familiar with college as far as like the caseload, I mean the workload. It helps with the maturing of the body. It helps with a lot of stuff. You kind of get like a skip. But I think also with how they were used to do the transfer portal, it's almost safer. I know they kind of opened it back up, but it became more safe because freshmen can come in and leave in 1 year when they
Right.
had the prior rules. You stay a couple years at least when you came in as a transfer. So it was that. I know a lot of things are changing, but I think the portal is what Colorado need more than anything because of the fact that they had to rapidly get players in place. But as they kind of get more stable, then maybe they can have more time to build when they have guys who are going to be there for the next year or two versus have to replenish a bunch of grad transfers and stuff like that. So it's going to balance out eventually, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I think he had no choice because this Shadua and Shiloh and Travis last year, and he got to make the best of it. So he saw that the talent that he had last year just wasn't good enough to win in big games, and this year he had to do something different. And I think he brought in some good players. And I also saw Xavier Weaver Pro Day. It shocked me. He ran a 4.4, man, in the 40. I didn't know he was
Yeah,
that fast.
I never heard the official time.
It was
I missed it.
he ran a
Sometimes you
four.
see fan stuff.
Yeah, he ran a 4.40, and they interviewed him. He said he felt good coming in and out of his breaks.
Mm.
Uh, he said he's gonna get drafted. He said people and the scouts were there. The people who were looking at it say he reminded them of Robin Anderson. He played with Carolina. He said he's been talking to the Jets, the Chiefs, and the Raiders. So that's a good sign for him. But I didn't know he was that fast, though, man.
Well, I mean, I didn't. I never thought he was slow. I know he's definitely quick. I mean, the guy was running past people all the time. Like,
Right.
I don't know if you watched the Reach the People when Jimmy was talking with Reach the People, and he was talking about how they was always open, but they just didn't have time to get the ball. I
Okay.
think a lot of things, we seen Xavier Weaver run past a lot of people in those games. It's just that we just couldn't get him the ball. So I mean, I know he's fast. I mean, he didn't get open all the time. I didn't know the exact number, but I know he wasn't a slow receiver. And I just think when we hear a lot of things that these guys are saying at this point, it makes you think like what really was going on because
Yeah.
they starting to leak out certain stuff like the
Right.
packages that they wasn't taking advantage of.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of turmoil going on, more than they would like to say. Because
Right.
I know I was talking with somebody today, and we was talking about Juju Mitchell as well. Like, what really happened with that? They kind of swept it up like mobster style. Like, oh, he's just not playing no more. Up. We saw a little clip in the documentary, and it's like, what's really going on? So it was some things going on we probably would never know, especially if they go have a good season. You just kind of sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
But you know, this guy had almost 1,000 yards. If he had played in the last game, he would have got 1,000 yards. He was sick. You know, he was saying he had the flu. But Travis played, and I'm sure he had some shoulder stuff going on too because he
Yeah, he
just
was kind of injured.
so Xavier Weaver. I mean, he put in the work last year. You know, I wouldn't underestimate him. I mean, I think he had a
You think
good
he's gonna
pro.
get drafted?
He definitely going to be drafted. It's just you know, is it going to be an upper round or mid round type thing? I
Okay.
mean, why wouldn't he be drafted? I mean, he put in the numbers, and I hope he go no lower than the fifth round. I mean, I
Right.
hope he get closer to maybe he'll sneak in the third,
Yeah,
but
that's why I was looking at around by the third or the fourth round. I think he might get in there.
that'd be good for him because it's kind of setting the precedent. Because the way this season is looking, it should be at least 7 guys drafted out of this season, easy, at least
Seven?
7. Yeah, at least because you look at Shador, you got Travis, you got
Oh,
Shiloh,
yeah.
you know they getting drafted. That's 3 right there. Then
Right.
you have, like big linemen, like I think Benson may come out. He definitely
Right.
should get a look. Um, Shadozi's coming out. He definitely, depending on how he playing, he should get a look. Hodge is coming out, I believe. I believe Hodge is coming out. It's a
Yeah, he
grad.
coming out.
He's
Preston Hart.
definitely
Yeah.
Hodge is definitely getting drafted. That's 6. And depending on how Shepard play, he should have some opportunities. Jimmy
Right.
Horn is coming out. Jimmy should definitely do similar to what Xavier, depending on how they perform. So you
Yeah.
should have at least 7 guys come out, and that's not even looking at other guys on that defensive side of the ball who's coming out. And you got McCaskill. He got his year back, but he may decide. I don't know. So
Right.
it's a lot of guys over these next couple years that should come out because then the next year you got oh, we forgot to mention Webster. Webster should be coming out this year,
Oh,
depending on what
Jalen
kind
West.
so he should be a guy who get drafted as well because you're looking at the fact that he was originally compared to what um, what Weaver did down in what was it University of South Florida.
Oh, yeah.
They're comparing that to him, even though they're not necessarily the same.
Right.
But the expectation of you did big things where you are get more spotlight, get drafted second, third round type of thing. So, like I said, easy 7 guys come out.
Okay. Okay. If you're tuning in right now, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, Greg Said the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section if you don't mind. Greg, I keep hearing about Will Shepherd, LaJohntay Webster, Jimmy Horn, Omarion Miller, even Baby T.O. Why people are still sleeping on Travis Hunter? You really don't hear people talking about it. Is it that they expect him to be the person he is, or it's just kind of quiet right now on Travis Hunter? Because the dude, he caught 57 passes, 721 yards and 5 TDs, and he was injured. He missed what 3 to 4 games,
Mm.
and I think
Yeah.
I think he's probably the best player in college football coming back this year. But you don't hear people talking about him. I don't know if they expect him to be good or I don't know. But
Well, I talked about it this week about the disrespect to Colorado, and it's like if he was anywhere else, it would be all the
man,
spotlight. But
it'd be all over, man.
he's sharing the spotlight with Colorado and Coach Prime and Shador. I get it, but it's a good balance for him because he don't want he don't have to carry it all by himself. I
Right.
think people just kind of numb to what he's doing, and I think it's a balance of people who just they just don't want to give him credit. I mean, they were just little sweat boys last year this time.
Yeah, that's what they keep saying,
Too
man. He
small.
played down in the
Do the
HBCU. What
same
he
thing.
gonna do up here?
What
He
Travis
played
did
better
last
up here than he did down out to me.
yeah, what he did this year was overkill. I mean, you take away the injuries, he's over 1,000 yard receiver easy.
Oh, easy,
And
easy.
he dropped balls. That's the thing about it. And sure had
Yeah.
it is he dropped and he got 2 touchdowns stole from him. So I
Oh, yeah.
mean, he dropped balls, he dropped interceptions. I said that this week as well. Like Travis Hunter could have easily had over half a dozen touchdowns and interceptions. If he had
Right.
really finished off, even with the injuries, I don't know how much that played a role, but if he had finished off with his real numbers, he would have been in the Heisman conversation, just off the fact that he played both sides of the ball.
Right.
So all he have to do is he don't even have to be quote unquote better. He just can make the plays that he missed, and it'll be overkill for him. But I think that we get this weird conversation about people saying that Colorado has to win a certain amount of games. They didn't win. And if you really watch my channel, I really don't like that whole perspective when you're talking about who. Um, I guess, as far as Colorado's record, I don't like talking about that. I mean, because it to me it's not accurate. Like their record doesn't really describe what they did.
Nah, they really was a. If you look at the whole season, they really was a 7-5, maybe 6-6. They wasn't no 4-18.
Well, I
You
mean,
got to look at the referees played against them,
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
stuff
They,
like
they,
that.
they, they
Bad
definitely,
coaching went on in the games, and
yeah, but they cleared 6-6 easy because you watch them steal Utah and they gave away Stanford. So that's 6 right there. You're
yeah,
not taking into consideration how they stole UCLA from them when they put Shiloh out. Then the boy stepped out of bounds. They did this little levitating catch on the sideline, and that helped them to seal that game.
I
You
agree
know,
with
we looked at some calls there was in Arizona as well as Oregon State. Those are all close games,
you. Right,
all close games that possessions and calls determined the game. They was being dominated. So a lot of those games could have went in the way. Then you have people say, well, you say that, and other games could win either way too. Great, which means they
right,
were in all their games.
right.
That's not typical of the average 4-18. If you are a true 4-18, you got your behind whooped. Typically, you don't
Yeah.
find too many 4-18s that only really lost 2 out of the 8.
What
You don't.
Tudor was.
I mean, when I say lost, I mean they lost, but everybody else was like a touchdown or a field goal, and
Okay, okay.
stuff like that, and with questionable calls. So it's kind of hard to say, oh, they were last. They only won because people start throwing out stats. It's like they didn't watch the game. Like, well, they only won one conference game, but all those conference games they were in, except Washington State and Oregon. So you try to like hang that number over their head like they just was some kind of team that everybody just rolled over. And then you got to also look at the fact that like 8 out of the 12 teams was ranked in the top 25 at some point in the
Right.
season for most of us, not for the first game or second game, like through the whole season. Like all of them has been ranked. Arizona was ranked, UCLA was ranked, Oregon State was ranked,
Yeah.
Utah was ranked, Oregon was ranked. Only team that really, really wasn't ranked was Washington State, and they was ranked earlier in the season when it was kind of on the
Right.
run. So all of them was ranked, and the only teams that really wasn't ranked was Stanford, and they didn't play Cal, and of
Right.
course they didn't play Washington. When we talking about out of the 12 teams, and they're the 8th one, I mean, even they were ranked. So you talk about it's beyond opinion. The fact is that the AP voted for these teams to be in the top 25 in the country, and they always in one
Okay.
conference. So it's not like they were playing a slouch schedule. It's not like they were playing Troy State. They came out the gate
Right.
playing Power Five schools.
Right.
Really, the only non-Power Five school they played was Colorado State.
Yeah.
So it's not like they played 3-4 fluke games like these great teams like to talk about, but they played like a couple games in the beginning that's horrible, and they play one at the end to get them a break, like Georgia. Like they don't play all outside of their conference. They're not playing no tough teams.
Right. Yeah, I agree with you on
So
that one. So on the defensive side, we got a new defense coordinator. So what kind of defense you think he's gonna run this year? It's hard to tell right now. Or he ain't gonna show it right now. He got a
yeah,
lot of good players. Look, when I look at that they defensive line, right? I know they got some new defense players, But when you just look at it, man, I've been looking at it on the tapes. It look like they still small to me.
I mean, they just put on equipment really today. I saw them out there. Um, I mean, most of those guys are lean. I mean, it's
Yeah,
only
they just lean. They ain't
and
stout.
all the big
Short.
guys not out there at one time. So it's only gonna have one or two of them out there, and that's Shadoze, pretty much at the tackle,
Right.
pretty much almost over the nose, and Barnes is not out there with them, and neither is Carter. So
Yeah,
they
Rand Carter, he ain't out there with them either.
they not out there at the same time. The only time they probably out there at the same time like that is when you in like some certain situations of goal line. So
Okay.
most of your edge rushers are lean. I
Yeah.
mean, all of them are lean. You're not putting no 300-pound guy on no edge. So what are we really looking at? We're looking at
Now you don't think that
even
defensive
McGill is
line,
good.
you don't think gonna be a problem when they go up against a good running team by not being bigger and wide enough?
Who you playing?
And you got to look at their linebacker play, man. I know y'all. I know a lot of people are high on Bentley and what's got, but man, I just don't see it. I
It's
don't see how
funny.
they got better in 8 months time, Greg.
It's funny
Trevor
you bring that
Wood.
up because I've been hard on the linebackers. And if anybody can say I'll be hard on the linebacker, I actually played linebacker, but I played secondary as well. But linebacker is just like a dance. It's an art to me. Like I can coach linebackers, I can coach it really, and because I just have a different perspective. Like forget the fluff, reading, proper feet, proper movement, proper pursuit. Um, I'm just really hard on guys, and it's not just Colorado. You see it at a lot of schools. Linebacker play, like, what are you doing? You on JV? So, but these guys, it's another channel out there that's doing the video overviews. They're doing a good job. And I looked at theirs earlier today, and they were talking about the linebackers, and they kind of highlighted the positivity. And I see these guys really can play, so they're getting people hope up. They showed Bentley, they showed Woods, but I
Okay.
actually watched the games. And one thing I commented on, they just wasn't consistent. Yeah, they got better as the
They
season.
what?
The defense got better as a whole. You really look at it, the defense.
They got good. They got good at the end, but the
Yeah,
linebacker play still wasn't there.
I
Cause they
mean,
kept running that
let's
crossing
knock
pattern.
it down. You got to think about it. If the offense had continued to play well, they probably would have won 3 or 4 of them last several games. Not Washington State, because you're looking at the fact that the defense was holding. They locked UCLA down. They were locking games down at the end. But the offense started not to score. Because the offense was scoring 30, 40 points in the first quarter of the
Man,
season.
Travis wasn't there.
Yeah, I ain't talking about when Travis wasn't there. Like, even when he came back, we wasn't scoring the same point. That's when Shador started limping and started getting hit, and it just
Yeah.
started going downhill. At that point, the defense was
They
showing
slowed
up.
it down. That when Pat Sherman took over, Greg. He slowed.
That was
He wasn't
before
calling no plays as quick as Sean,
Sean
the
was still
offense
at the
coordinator
coach.
did.
When did they switch over? They switched over at UCLA after
I think
UCLA.
so.
After UCLA, it wasn't.
Yeah.
They slowed down before that. They slowed down before he took over. It's
You
just
think
that
so?
they stopped scoring, man. They really was out of gas by Arizona State. They was out of gas. They was out of gas, and I
They
think
didn't have the
Shador,
depth. They didn't have the depth either.
the
And,
linemen were getting hurt.
and then when what you got, Savion Washington got hurt, that really hurt that
He
man.
got hurt. Shoot, around
He got
like
hurt out the third or
USC.
fourth game.
Yeah, he was up there like USC, probably even Oregon. He was hurt.
Right.
So, and he had to come back and play. So it was lean. It was
Right.
very lean in that position. And they were moving people around and they didn't know what they were doing. And they was letting people come through and it's hit your door. It was a circus. So the offense just kind of went. Phew. The defense was going up. If the offense had been able to maintain with the defense, they would have beat them games. They would have beat Arizona. They would have beat Oregon State. They would have beat UCLA. They stopped scoring. They were scoring like 20 points. Like,
Yeah.
they
They
stopped
were.
scoring. It wasn't able to move the ball. It was like just throw it in the air. It was no run game, no nothing. So He said they just picked up a QB out of Florida.
They just picked up a cornerback out of Florida,
Yes, a cornerback.
called
Yeah.
Murphy.
And then
But
they said more money leaving. I haven't heard anything about Kermoney.
I
Uh,
haven't either. I'm not gonna report that. I'm not gonna say nothing about that.
yeah, everybody been talking about Kermoney for the longest. He said
Hey,
he wasn't
yeah, he
leaving back
keep
in the
saying he
day.
ain't going nowhere, so
Right.
I'm gonna leave that alone. So, okay, Greg, give me your honest opinion, and also the chat. What's your expectation of Colorado this year?
I mean,
A
I'm still.
real expectation.
I expect them. They better not lose no more than 2-3 games, and that's like the bottom. Um, if they know it's good for them, I mean, because you're looking at your playoff hopes, you're looking at the draftability of your draft potential is a lot higher when you're winning, as well as it's a lot give you more looks. It's like when you
Right,
make the playoffs, you get more looks than any level. You get more looks. It's just better for you. So they gotta get to the point where they lose really no more than 2 games to not get Florida Stated. Like, hey, we're gonna rank y'all number 15 out of 12. Go to the
right.
little bowl game. And he said, well, we glad to go to a bowl. You need to go to the playoff. You need to go
Exactly.
to
I don't even, man. You don't want to see no bowl game. You need, like you said, they need to make the playoff, bro.
because
Cause
people
this
don't
a
even
big,
play in bowl games no more. Like, you gotta think about it. They even stopped playing in bowl games. If it don't mean nothing, that's why they expanded this playoff. The kids
yeah,
last year didn't play in no bowl games.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cause they really don't want. They won't get take their chance of getting injured or anything like that. But so what you expect their record to be?
Uh, I I don't say expect. I just say minimum 10-2, and at the high you want to say on the feet, I go 11-1. And I can't say who it will be. I think a lot of the deciding factors would be their ability to stay healthy, keeping
Right,
Shador healthy, keeping Travis healthy, and the line staying healthy. If you can do that, you're gonna need to do that. That's why I don't like all the conversation about who gonna start. Man, after you seen what happened last year, it don't matter who gonna start. You need everybody there ready to play, whether it's
right.
injury, whether it's fatigue, whether it's whatever. You need no drop off. So I don't care if you play. I care about how you finish because it's a long season of banging
Long
up
season.
each other. And they get 2 buys, which is interesting, but it's a long season. And then you expect to go to playoff. Like I said, they haven't went to a bowl game this year like they wish. Shador wasn't gonna be able to play. Weaver wasn't gonna be able to play. So they didn't have the depth. They were
They
struggling.
did.
They struggled. They didn't even make it to the finish line last year because of depth. If you rotate these guys and keep them fresh, keep them healthy, you'll be ready for the end of the season to fight for a playoff spot, bowl game, whatever you want. So we need all them guys. We need the receivers fresh. We need less wear and tear on their body. We need to treat these first few games like you because they still not playing little Rudy 2 games. They
Right.
still playing Power 5 teams. I mean,
Yeah.
they played North Dakota, but even North Dakota can be almost like a group of 5, right? So
Right.
you got to look at it like I want to see a lot of rotation. I don't want to put no wear on Alto body. Rotate them in, get them used to it. Put Savion in, get them all warmed up. Don't be talking that, put the guy in who's going to start, who's going to stay in. Rotate them linemen, keep their knees fresh. Do not put all your energy in them first few games. Let everybody get a feel and whoop everybody and keep everybody fresh as long as possible. That's my attitude for them to be able to maintain the quality of play.
Okay. Now the running back room. Do you like McCaskill? You think he's healthy? You think he's gonna come back strong this year?
He's healthy. He's running like a stallion. He's healthy, but at the same time, I believe in packages. Don't
You
just put
do?
everybody in there and expect everybody to do the same thing. Create
Well,
packages
I
together.
disagree. I don't like package dread. I want me a bell cow running back that I can depend on every game. I want him to get 15 to 20 carries per
That's
game.
easy though. 15,
Huh?
20 carries is easy. That don't have nothing to do with packages. You can run the ball two to 5 times in one possession. So 15 carries is nothing. That's actually package numbers. Now, if you said 30 carries, then you looking at somebody who on the field the whole time. But I mean, I'm talking about he get his carries, and we need to kind of differentiate like between who you playing against, and you also need to look at
Yeah, you
like
gotta look at that.
you got to look at the game scenario, where you at on the field. Like, is this the red zone? Is this third and long? Like, who's best in there? Because McCaskill got both abilities, but I want to see Dylan in space. I want forget just
Oh yeah,
running this typical screen where everybody knows it's coming, but put Dylan out there in space and run him out there. How you gonna blitz and leave Dylan out there? How you gonna come off the edge and leave? Do it if you want to, because if he out there, your linebacker's not gonna make it out there. If you run off the corner, who gonna go get him? If you
yeah. They're
blitz
gonna
the
be a matchup problem
linebacker,
for
yeah.
them.
So they got to be smart. Like, put Dylan out there, swing him out in space, make a linebacker go that way, and then drag right behind him and just eat up
Right,
the middle.
right.
It's like this is simple stuff to me, and like I don't know who missed it, because you seen what happened with TCU. That's really why you beat TCU. The boy scored 4 touchdowns. He's
He,
squeezing up the
they,
sideline and everything.
yeah, he did
They
this.
can do nothing with him. So it's like, if you got that many weapons on the field, how do you lose unless something wrong with you? If you got Dylan out there swinging out behind, you just saw Amarion Miller take off 4-5 people trying to cover him. You swing Dylan out there. Now the linebacker got to go out there. Then you dragging Wester right across the middle, right there where that linebacker left in open field, and just him
Right.
on the island with the safety. And then you running, Shepard up the sideline. The safety got to make a decision when you got that many weapons on the field. They don't
Yeah,
ask you.
they're gonna be hard to cover now. They're gonna
Then
be
you
hard
got
to cover.
tight end streaming up the field. It's like,
Right.
if they call the right routes with all that speed and talent, you something wrong with you. You can't win, and you got to do it quarterback.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he the best. He the best quarterback in the Big 12.
And Wester's a 4-4 receiver too.
Oh
If
yeah.
not,
Oh, I
if
already
not,
know he can bang.
if not
Yeah,
for
yeah, he tough now. Yeah, you
so
you look at the number he did last year. Man, this dude what? Let me see what number he was. Yeah, man, I had it wrote down.
over a
Yeah,
thousand,
man, this dude tough, man.
but he can catch, and he's
Yeah,
a
he
good
can catch
route
you
runner.
fast.
Just like Weaver. Weaver was a good route runner, but he's probably even faster than Weaver. But they
Yeah,
both really good route runners. And the difference between him and Weaver, he gonna spend a lot of time eating up the middle of that field. Weaver stayed on the outside.
right. Yeah,
So you got
this
somebody
dude
able
caught
to,
108 passes last year,
mm,
1,200 yards and 8 touchdowns.
and that's what the quarterback wasn't even able to get the ball to him half the time.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking for big things from the offensive side. 'Cause I don't think it's gonna be hard to stop them offensively, man. Them teams in the Big 12 can't stop these guys on offensive, man.
They think Shador came out the box crazy. This man all on the island on the beach throwing the ball.
hey,
I say, he probably in
he
the
was sleeping.
shower doing
I
something.
believe he was sleeping with that ball.
It rain in the shower. Like, he ain't playing with y'all. Like, y'all, people, he doing all this crap, man. This man, everywhere you go, he taking his QB coach with him like he's a personal
He's
chef.
taking it serious, man.
Man, he's not playing. He's not playing. He's going. I mean, this is his 4th year. See, it's in his first year,
Right,
second year, third. This man got all this experience. He's been playing since a freshman.
right,
Got all the resources he need, all the experience he need to dominate. He's a grown man out there with boys at this point. He is the
right.
man. He is the Caleb of this year. So you can underestimate him if you want to. He gonna dissect you like a carved turkey.
Yeah.
I don't know what they think they're dealing with. Like, oh, this daddy ball. Okay, go out there. Go
I ain't
out
gonna
there.
be that. This dude is legit, man.
Go out there. Don't I ain't, we ain't gotta convince these people. Go out there and get carved like a turkey. Because you got the receivers. They gonna be
Yeah,
open. They
he
gonna
got
be
it. He got it.
open.
And when you look at LeJohntay on film, man, he probably the best route running wide receiver in college.
By far, he gonna
Man,
be.
he know how to come in and out of them break, man, so quick and shifted, man. I say, God.
And when he catch the ball, he gone. He not if his yards
Yeah,
after
he ain't slow at all now.
he take off as soon as he catch the ball. And so you talking about how many people your defense got to be so elite to not have to double up on Amari. You better have Kool-Aid out there. And I don't know if he finna cover Amari like he did like he played at USC. If you got a Marion out there on that island, and then you got Wester over here, and then let's say you got a running back like a Dylan swinging out there, your linebackers finna have to work today. You're not gonna be blitzing Shador unless you want a problem. How do you get to bring all the linebackers and not have to worry about a running back coming out the backfield? Forget blocking. Your lineman can hold that for 2-3 seconds and dump it out there to him. Now you got to figure out how to get out there to him. That's not good. I mean, I don't see nobody that elite to have that many elite players on the field at time to be able to cover these guys one-on-one. You're not covering Travis one-on-one. You're not covering Mario Miller one-on-one. You're not covering Wester one-on-one. If we mess around and Will Shepherd be who they say he is, it's gonna be a problem.
And then you ain't even figured in the guys that ain't got there yet. No freshmen. Traylon Miller and
Miller can get out there.
Boy,
He can get out there.
And man, Cam McHale,
because he's big, just as big as Shepherd, and
yeah,
he faster than Shepherd.
Yeah, I think they're at least gonna score 20, 30 points a game. I know off the rip.
There ain't gonna be no 20s.
Said they ain't gonna be the 20s.
Let's just be real with you. And I don't know much about the Big 12, but if you think that an average defense, which most college teams are average, are gonna stop these boys from scoring 30 plus points and they're healthy, you delusional. They want to say we delusional, but we actually know the players. You're not gonna cover all these guys. You just not. The only way you gotta hope is you sacking Shador every play, and these linemen ain't gonna have that this year.
No.
They're not gonna have that.
No. This offensive line ain't nearly like last year, man.
They was very
Caleb Benson, man, this dude didn't get up on one sack all last year.
But this guy trying to go to NFL, and he's not passive. His attitude is different. So, Benson not going to allow. Seaton not going to allow. Even if he's a young guy, he's not going to be giving up sacks like Tank was doing.
No. Oh, no.
He's not doing it. And neither are those guards that we're going to have rotate.
Right.
Those guards, Tyler Brown not going to be getting bull rushing to the backfield. He's not doing that. Mayers is not doing that. And we still got Tyler Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. we got a nice rotation of keep them, like I said, keep them boys fresh. Keep them guards fresh. Don't wear them out. Rotate them boys. Hey, it's going to be interesting on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, on the offensive side, it is going to be interesting. I'm eager to see who's going to be that center. Yakira Walker.
Walker won it. I think it's his job to lose. I think you got to keep them guards, man. Them guards going to have to be rotated.
Tyler Brown don't got to rotate.
I think all of them going to have to rotate. I mean, because think about it, man. Them big old boys playing the whole game.
Oh, yeah. And then we still got Savion Washington.
He's going to be needed. I mean, these people not thinking like, this is not Little League. You know how long these games are? These games are 3 to 4 hours. Then you go overtime like they kept doing. Then you playing 12 games. Then you talking about going into a 12-man playoff. You want to wear out your players like that? You're going to need at least 2 tackles. You need to be worried about, okay, Seaton is over there. Who's going to be good enough to come in for him?
He ain't got nobody in back. Ain't nobody over there back him up right now.
Connor's still there. And he big dude. I mean, but we keep trying to sell people off. We keep trying to, hey, he's gonna transfer because he's not gonna start. Hey, bring all
it ain't about starting, it's about finishing now, man. They got to have that depth.
Twist ankles, their knees gonna get caught up, and they might have to sit out for a few plays or a game. You don't need to fall off the map with a big gap between the backup.
Oh, right. Yeah, just like they were last year. There was a big fall off last year.
Yeah, it was no room for the starter not to play. So we need to stop. We need to put it out there. Quit telling these boys to jump in the portal. That's not what needs to happen. Last year I already showed you lack depth. You don't know what can happen.
Right. Why you don't know who's going to get hurt?
To jump in the portal. Let them sit behind somebody and get hungry and angry. So when they get in, they're going to do something. We don't need to send all the linemen to the portal. We don't need to send the running backs to the portal, the receivers to the portal. Maybe some of them receivers can go, but I think that they need to do a better job. And I've heard coaches kind of insinuate on the defense and the OC that they gonna use their weapons. They gonna use everybody. And I think
I heard that too.
when I looked at Washington play in the last couple games in the playoff, I noticed they was rotating. They played like 3-4 running backs, and they all did well, and it was consistent the whole game. And they was fresh when they won that semifinal. I noticed that. I noticed how fresh everybody was, how they used their players. I noticed that when we played, was it USC? When you look at those other teams, just really pay attention to those teams we played last year. Their skill positions was rotating. We had the same old Xavier Weaver in there, Jimmy Horn in there, and Travis playing both sides of the ball. We did a horrible job of rotating. Even a Marion Miller, only reason he got in is because Travis got hurt.
Travis is injured.
They said it. And not only Travis was hurt, Antonio. Jaden Antonio, he was hurt. So and he hurt his shoulder in like the Nebraska game or whatever. That's the only reason Mario Miller got in.
Wow, man.
So it wasn't rotating him in to get him. I don't know if they were trying to figure out what they're gonna redshirt him. I don't know what was going on. And
he's doing the same thing last year in spring that he doing this year.
Yeah, but I don't think he was comfortable with the what Shadul called those option routes and stuff. I think you had kept it simple for him.
Yeah,
he would have been good.
I think he's gonna be that. I think he's gonna have a breakout year this year. I'm looking for big things from Mario and Miller this year.
If he do, I think it's going. He is the deciding factor for this offense.
Yeah,
I said it before, and I don't know why I said it, but when I think about it, if Amarion Miller be that guy at USC, if he had that breakout type of year, he's going to demand a triple team over there.
Yeah, I know
he's going to have to shade over there, and if that's shade over there, and don't pay attention to Jimmy Horn and Wester. See, if you got Wester over here or Jimmy Horn, and they taking this middle of this field, and you got Mario Miller over there tearing up the cornerback, because you see they had to put he big, so one man
he big.
So if he get over your corner, that safety gotta go. He got to
go that way.
But if he don't, that safety have to choose Amarion, they gonna have to leave Wester wide open.
Oh, he gonna cook, boy.
He gonna eat him alive. So Amarion Miller grow up and be consistent, they ain't gonna lose no more than one game. Greg said it.
Greg said it.
Because they're gonna outscore everybody. They're gonna score 4.
I agree. They got you on video there.
If Amarion Miller, let it get back. If Amarion Miller be that guy consistently that he was at USC, and he becomes a baby Megatron Jr., you can't cover him and not leave the middle of your field open.
Man, they leave that middle open, man. Travis Hunter and LeJohn, they gonna eat him up.
He got all his touchdowns. He running.
It ain't a linebacker. It ain't a linebacker covering. A nickelback can't cover.
They 4-2, 4-3. You're not gonna cover Jimmy Horn, and you're not gonna cover. And they too quick. Especially Wester, he quick. So your little linebacker is not gonna be able to cover him. You're gonna need somebody over top because he take tops off of defense. So they
and then they put Dylan Ellis back there and swing him out.
Man, because they're gonna be running for their life. They're gonna be running for their life trying to get them.
Man. That offensive line that gets to do about 2.5 seconds. Oh, he gonna tear them apart, bro.
All you gotta do is say, go, run a go route. Everybody run for their life after Marion Miller. Everybody else run for their life to cover Wester. And you dump it out there, and it's 1-on-1 with a linebacker.
It's over. They do that.
And they're going to be running for their life 20, 30 yards upfield, trying to make sure they don't get over top. And by the time they look up, Dylan going to be full speed coming down the sideline or coming down the hash. And it's a wrap.
Oh, man. I can't wait, man. I'm excited about it, man. But,
that's how I want to see Dylan used.
What's that?
I dare you all.
You think they used him wrong last year? You think they used him wrong last year?
Everybody know that. I mean, he know that. Everybody was playing nice until they started doing the little rich people interviews. Everybody know what makes sense about a guy? What makes sense about a guy scoring 4 touchdowns in one game and don't score another one until like the last game? Like, what makes sense about that? You didn't use him the same way. And really, he was the tool to save Shador. Because I don't see how you can blitz all these edge rushers and the linebackers off the edge and have Dylan stay in there and block. I can just quick pitch it to him. Just to keep them honest. They're gonna have to slow down or something. He's
kind of too little to try to block. Them guys, he was a freshman, man. Brain wasn't that big.
Slip out there and quick toss. Slip out there and quick toss. That'll slow that edge down. Because they wouldn't know if he's gonna block or slip out there. Like, forget a screen. Forget the screen. Just let you come and I just quick toss it out there. Right outside of the rusher.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually the rusher's gonna have to stay wide to worry about trying to get Dylan, and I can step up in the pocket.
Right.
If he come too tight, I quick toss. Pew, 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 pew. That's what he was doing TCU.
Yeah, he showed out TCU.
Passes, but it was like little dumps. It was dumps. He wasn't running down. He wasn't running no 30-yard route. Those little dumps to him. He just. So how you don't do that no more? We ain't said no more. We seen them little weak screens with the line running. The lineman was running around like they had a chicken with his head cut off, all in the way. He on past the lineman. The lineman supposed to be in front of him. He on went on the other side. They just looking like there's something wrong with him. And it's like it didn't work.
Yeah, it kind of shocked me how they end up turning out on that. But let's talk about the cornerback position. I want to talk about Shiloh, boy, he blowing them up in practice, man. You look at that well-out video, man. Shiloh had to prove he can play too. I know Coach Prime keep talking about Travis and Shador, but you can't forget about Shiloh, man.
Shiloh been doing this since he did it at Jackson State and he did it at South Carolina. He's known for stirring up practices and knocking people down. That's where he got the headache gang CEO from and bullying the receivers. He did that at Jackson State.
Yeah.
So, the fact that he said, I'm going to do it here too. Plus, he old. I mean, this guy, we say he old, but I mean, this is 5th year. It's not like he's 5th year like a lot of guys, but he might as well be a 7th year because he's really a pro safety at this point. I mean, he really could have came out last year. If his daddy wasn't there, he would have been in the draft this year.
Right.
And it's scary. It's scary because the way he was bullying them guys by the end of the year, this little swat guy, I mean, he took UCLA soul.
Oh, he took, man, and then they had the nerve to throw him out the game, man. Come on, man.
I'm gonna say this. He's gonna be the equivalent of we talk about Webster and Miller on the opposite side. They gotta watch for him. They gonna be watching for him. They see last year they didn't know all he did in the SWAT. He got a whole highlight tapes, the whole Power 5 knocking people head off.
Yeah.
So they not gonna not respect him this year. So
they looking for him this year.
The middle, knowing, he gonna knock my block off. So all that coming across the middle and all of that, they're gonna be on alert. They're gonna be on alert. They're gonna be on watch.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a end of the first round or early second round draft pick next year.
He came back for that. And
yeah, I believe he got potential to get there.
That boy hits, man, and he don't put on more weight too.
So he don't got bigger.
That boy, if he stay healthy, as long as he got nothing free, he's a major intimidating force for that defense. We saw it. Yeah. And people didn't quite realize it in the beginning. After a while, like, it's getting real out there. So they know what they expect this year, which helps their defense. It helps their defense because he gonna come up and hit you. But it's some other boys out there that's hitting too. Hodge will hit you too.
Who?
Hodge.
Oh yeah. Who? Camion, Simon Craig come up here.
Simon Craig.
They got that big, but they'll come up there and pop you now.
If Kamani get his mind right, Kamani will hit you.
Yeah.
Kamani will going in on you.
Hey, that Travis J will come up and pop your butt.
I really want to see what he do this year.
I hope he starts, man.
He looking good.
He looking good in practice.
See, people don't know this team. and they also don't really know what to expect, which works in Colorado's favor because a lot of these guys, I'm like, why we got all these hurt guys? Like, since when you recruit guys that's hurt? Like, we recruited Travis J hurt, McCaskill was hurt, Vito was hurt. It was so many guys that we brought in that was already hurt that didn't really contribute. But
Right.
Travis J this year might be the sleeper because everybody's like,
Man, he
oh,
looking
we
good.
see Hodge. Oh, we see who gonna play safety. Herman Smith will hit you. We remember him from Jackson State. They got
Right.
a mixer. And one thing that defensive coordinator said, he said, I'm using everybody. I like that.
He did say that.
Ain't gonna be no, oh, y'all gonna sit on the bench. He got packages where he bringing guys in. That's gonna help this defense because you're looking at a positionless defense. And that's why it makes sense for it to be positionless. So you don't really know what they come in and do because they all hybrid. Travis J can play corner, he can play safety, he can play nickel, and like I've been saying, he can play linebacker. So with a positionless defense, you don't really know what he coming in to do. And same thing when you got Cooper. You got Cooper. They say Cooper moved to safety, but he's still lining up at corner. Cooper can come in and play nickel. I seen him at nickel. He can play nickel. He can play corner. He can play safety. Hodge can play corner. He can play nickel. He can play safety. Simon Craig can play nickel. He can play safety.
Oh, you right.
So you're looking at guys that Trevor Woods went from safety to linebacker, and they're trying to, people keep talking about, is he a linebacker? It don't matter because you ain't going to know what he is because he can really be in red zone. He can be as considered a safety and line up. You don't know. You think you know what he's going to do. So you got a bunch of dual position guys. It only makes sense to have a non-traditional defense.
Yeah, I agree, Tom. I really do. I like that take on that. Hey, if you're tuning in, we got Greg said it as my special guest. We appreciate him for being with us tonight, giving his take on Colorado and Coach Prime. And if you don't mind, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and you can share this video with your friend if you don't mind. But check this out, Greg. What team in the Big 12 between Utah, Kansas, and Kansas State? I ain't even gonna put UCF in there. Which one of them teams got a chance of Colorado slipping up on?
Well, a lot of people saying Kansas State, but I'm gonna be real with you. We owe Utah. I don't have no respect for Utah. They stole
Yeah,
the
I
game.
ain't either. I ain't never. Utah ain't never impressed me
With that Rudy Poot little storytelling that they did, that stage game. Colorado really beat the mess out of Utah. They should have beat them by at least 3 touchdowns, but they didn't want that to happen. They didn't want Colorado to even have a chance to act like they won the bowl game with that 5-7. They had a narrative. They kept the narrative. They had their little backup quarterback in. They were tearing them up.
Yeah.
And they stole touchdowns from Colorado to make the game look whatever for their little story. I think Utah is overrated. I don't care what they little quarterback come in and doing. He's not proven to be. He didn't play for years, and I think Utah's overrated. Everybody talk about how strong they line and run game was. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either. I just didn't see that.
I don't know why they want to oversell Utah. Utah was a group of 5 teams just a couple years ago who came in, snuck up on Pac-12, and all of a sudden they this powerhouse. Utah ain't nobody like that. They don't have a history. They're not like SEC. It wasn't. I remember Utah. Utah got good over the past few years, as far as in people's eyes. Before that, who cared about it? It was like New Mexico State. Like Utah, it was not a brand name. They was not Power 5. They were not a juggernaut in any capacity.
Right.
They got the big line and they so strong. Really? Who was checking for Utah outside of the last maybe 4 or 5 years? Who was checking for Utah? Nobody was checking for Utah. So now you act like, oh, they're going to run through Pac-12, which they didn't do. Whether you want to blame on the quarterback or not, they wasn't going to be Oregon anyway. They wasn't going to be Washington anyway with the quarterback. They wasn't that good. Now you say, oh, they're going to come over here and just take over the Big 12. Y'all got to prove me something because I'm not impressed by Utah.
I'm impressed.
Everybody keeps saying they're going to win the conference. Colorado going to run through Utah. Greg said it. Clip it.
All right. Y'all heard Greg said it. What about UCF? KJ Jefferson, quarterback.
UCF may be a sleeper because everybody's sleeping on them, and they might be juiced up and they're gonna be at their home game.
Right.
and Colorado might be juiced up because a lot of them from Florida. So it's
A
gonna
lot
be.
of them from Florida.
It might mess around, depending on the record. Might end up being one of them big TV games, depending on how they all playing at that time.
Yeah.
So I don't really know much about them, but I know they could sneak up on. There's a lot of people predicting them to sneak up on a lot of people. Okay, everybody talking
Yeah.
stuff. And Arizona ain't on nothing.
No.
Sneaking on
They
UCLA.
all they coach. I know they got the quarterback back. He was pretty good, but he ain't
good last year. They just got on a hot streak at the end of the season. They didn't have that many weapons. They had that receiver who was All-American, came out with Travis, and the quarterback got hot.
Right.
That's what happened. They didn't have a world beater defense. They caught Colorado on the back end, like I said, with a whole bunch of hurt linemen. Quarterback was already hurt, and that's what they did. I mean, they didn't catch a real Colorado team, and they barely won. Again, it was another barely win. So don't talk to me like they're gonna just come in and whoop Colorado. That's not what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So why the outsider people won't give Coach Prime the credit that he did down there in Jackson State?
Because he did in Jackson State.
Because they don't consider that as a big time school.
They don't even acknowledge them as a D1 school.
Wow.
HBCU, nothing, but they don't even know it's D1. Like it's a FCS, it's D1, and then they water it down even more about you're HBCU, so you're a lower D1, you're almost Division 2. Yeah, right. Yet having people saying that wouldn't even beat Jackson State that year.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that they had more talent than anybody else out there.
They lost the Celebration Bowl. No, the only reason they lost it, I was at both of the Celebration Bowls. So internet talk, I was there. The first year they just was in over their head. It was their first year. It was a lot of hype, and they just didn't show up. The second year they literally didn't show up because a lot of them jumped in the portal and they benched their starting edge rusher, and because he came in a few minutes late, and there was drama with that, and there also was drama whether they want to admit it or not. That Coach Prime was jumping on the jet right after the game. That was a return going to the sunset with they started quarterback and they started Travis, and it was mixed emotions. They were doing all that crying. They didn't even show up to the national anthem on time. They was in there trying to say their goodbyes before the game because they knew they wasn't going to do it after the game. So the other team was mad because they had to wait in the tunnel because Jackson State wasn't ready to hit the field because they had all this emotional unbagging to do. But the game was really over at halftime. That's what most people don't know.
Right.
The game was over. Jackson State had they sold their fans. I was sitting with their fans, South Carolina fans, and they were shook. They were leaving the stadium. It was like, I hope they don't leave because I want to see a full game. Jackson State had took their soul and they snuck back in that game. They didn't have the depth. They didn't have the D-line depth. They had guys they keep starting, leaving linemen gone, 2, 3, 4 of them. So they had a lot going on, and they still went double overtime, and the guy dropped the ball on his fingertips.
Yeah.
But people sell it like, oh, they got whooped. The game was only close because the team was deteriorating. He didn't get out coached. It was an emotional game. They didn't have anything to fight for. The players who were remaining was torn. That's what happened.
Oh man, that's all right, man. I appreciate that take on that. What about Kalea Benson? You think he's gonna dominate this year on the offensive line?
Was last year.
He vocal out there in that practice, man. He's a leader, to me.
What people think. He's bigger than what people think. He's a tree, and he's aggressive. And I've seen him run block and wipe the whole right side of the line off. So
I saw that too, man.
Say, this one against Rudy Poop teams.
Ruger
Creek State, he will wipe a whole right side of the line out. So don't say we ain't gonna have no run game because he's a far better run blocker than pass. So,
he sure is.
And the fact that he'll wipe you off the line makes him a better pass blocker because you don't know if he's finna knock your head off or what. And if he got a good guard next to him, it's over.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, it's over. Because they ain't gonna be able to run from him, and they're not gonna be able to run.
I like him, man. I like him a lot. So you think Shedeur be the number 1 draft pick next year?
It depends on the politics. They want to sell this Georgia quarterback so bad.
Man, I'm trying to figure out why.
Because he on a winning team.
Man,
Got really 1 year under his belt. He's not really proven like that.
right.
He got so much upside. So, Georgia got it going on. Alabama gone. It's
Yeah.
up for them to
Oh, they the
lose.
king over there. I give it to them now. They king in the SEC.
Right. So
But
and
they
he
still got to look out for Ole
on
Miss.
the front line. So I mean, he's not going to get sacked.
Yeah.
Plus, remember, I told you 3-4 of his games is going to be cupcakes.
Oh, they got a lot. Yeah, he ain't really. I seen their schedule. They really ain't playing nobody now.
They always
Now
play cupcakes.
Ole Miss gonna give them a run for their money this year.
They always start off the season with 2 cupcakes, and then right before Georgia Tech, and then Georgia Tech is a cupcake. So they
Yeah.
got 3-4 cupcakes every year. All they got to do is win, 5 good games. And
Yeah.
the SEC ain't what it used to be. Florida
No.
ain't what they used to be. Auburn ain't what they used to be. Alabama clearly ain't what they used to be. They're expecting Texas to come over and be something. They got to adjust. Oklahoma got to adjust. But I mean, it's not like what it used to be.
Yeah. But I think Shador gonna be the first quarterback taken in the NFL draft next year. I really do.
Could be. It depends on
It's
who.
gonna be between him and Travis. Go 1 and 2 to me.
It
If they
should.
have a good game. If they don't get injured, and if Shador at least put up the number that he did last year, he can't put up no worse than number than he did last year. Or better.
Definitely gonna put
I
up better.
Yeah, I just don't see another quarterback out playing.
Well, it depends on like you said, his dad don't want him to go to certain teams, so all that can play in factor.
Yeah, all they can play in, but I don't think Prime
I
will do that,
mean,
man.
I
Yeah,
Shador, and that's how you know people are ridiculous. I mean, Shador, he did all what he did running for his life,
yeah,
and pretty much the first several games, he was in top in every category with the horrible
he
line.
was
Had to do a shootout every game, which probably
every
made him
game. He was up for 45 yards.
40 points a game. And they say, why is he throwing? Because it's a shootout. It's a
Yeah, the
shootout.
defense can't stop nobody.
So, and he gonna shoot him out this year. And he ain't got to prove nothing to nobody. Shoot him out. Well, he need to have a run game. He should do a Sanders. And he got all the, you see them weapons I named, blow him
Yeah,
out. Blow him out, then run the ball. They don't like
right.
when I say that, but I'll say it again. They said North Dakota need to run the ball. Blow them out, then run the ball. Because there's no
Yeah,
way,
no,
what
yeah,
you say, North Dakota is not covering Amarion Miller. Your strength is in your passing game. I'm not
yeah.
saying you don't have a running game, but there's no way they're gonna cover Marion Miller, Wester, and Will
Yeah,
Shepherd.
everybody keep telling me North Dakota State gonna give a heart. They ain't no push up.
Can't
Man, they gonna beat these
push
guys by
over that
20 or
day.
30 points.
They're gonna get pushed over that day because
Yeah,
there's no way.
he Joe will.
No
What
way.
they Joe at
They
that
got,
first game?
there's no way they got that kind of elite
Tyler.
talent in the secondary to
No
cover them.
way. On that line either.
Not with Benson.
No, not what they ain't gonna put no pressure on you do that game.
Not with Benson. Not with
I just
Georgia.
don't see it.
They
I don't
gonna
see
play
it.
similar to like a Colorado State, but with a line. So I mean, with us having a line. So all of that is for the birds. We're not worrying about North Dakota State. They need to just go out there and play their game. Don't play
Right.
nobody else's game. Play your game. Run up the score on them.
I agree. I agree 100. I agree 100 on that. All right, Greg. I don't did hours, so I appreciate you. And the last thing you want to say? Tell everybody about your business and why we're going before we go out.
Well, again, I'm Greg said it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe here. This Georgia Connection here. And as you see, I'm also a mortgage guy. I help with helping people get their own residence, their own occupied residence, as well as non-owner occupied. So I help those who want to invest across the country. You want to invest, buy some properties, some second homes, Airbnb, whatever you're looking to do. Just go ahead and give me a call. See how I can help you all out. And that's it. You also can reach me at GregTheMLO.com, GREG the MLO.com.
All right, big guys. I appreciate you, man. And we'll be talking. Like I said, I give you a call Saturday. We'll talk about what we talked about. But appreciate everybody in the chat tonight. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. If you don't mind, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel and Greg's channel. If you don't mind, we really would appreciate each one of you for doing that. And till Sunday. Greg, when you come on Sunday? You come on Sunday? Doing a live show?
Yeah, I should be on regular time this week around 12:30.
12:30 this Sunday. All right, y'all can catch Greg Said It on YouTube at 12:30. And you can catch Sports Talk with B Watts Entertainment on Sunday at 8 p.m. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in. And y'all have a good night. Greg, we'll talk to you later, man. Y'all be
All
blessed.
right, appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man.
All right, have a good one.
Let me put that flyer back up there before I go. Let it run.